I say it every time, but I think we've got a great chance. I think our record in the World Cup's been pretty good. I mean, we've won it. The Dutch ain't. Spanish ain't. They're supposed to be great sides, you know. We've actually won it. We've got the quarter-finals and semi-finals. To win a World Cup, you've got to be very lucky. I'm all for having an English manager. For me, if you play for England, you've got to be English. If you're the manager of England, you've got to be English. But that's not the way it is. And I think this man is sorting them out, discipline-wise. Because there's no kid who plays for England who don't want to win, believe me. You know, these boys have dreamt about it since they were kids playing in the park, you know. And they're for the grace of God. We'd all love to be, you know. We'd all love to play football for England, score a winning goal in the World Cup final. I know I would. I'd change, you know, a lot of things for that. So for me, we've got a good as chance as any, and I fancy us big time. Yeah, it'd be like Zulu Dawn, wouldn't it? You know, but with a good ending, you know. You know, they're men of Harlech. We can even sing a Welsh song. I don't mind, but I do fancy us. Yeah. Yeah. We ain't going to win the World Cup till we've got 3 West Ham boys in it, you know. Let's face it. But yeah, we're having a tough season. Some players don't seem to know where they're playing, but that's through injuries and changing the side about. We've got a couple of young players in there who will learn. And I think, all in all, even though our position is not all that good, I think Zola's doing a blinding job. It was better than the game. Oh, you can't condone it, but it was destined to happen. I mean, let's face it, you know, they're talking about closing the game, having a closed game, and it's got nothing to do with football. It goes back to the docks, it goes back to two probably very similar people, you know, all dockers and steel workers and all that, you know, the old ironworks and all that. It goes back to unions and things like that. It's got nothing to do with football. You can't blame football for that. I saw 60-year-old men coming out with beer bellies and cropped haircuts with shirts on. God knows what they'd done if they'd have thrown a right-hander. They'd have had an heart attack. No, I was tucked away. I was the general up the top. So I wouldn't have. No, I'm a bit old with that. And it was quite a bit in Sexy Beast, you know. Nil by Mouth wasn't bad either. It would be a different film without it, you know. And I make no excuses for that. I think there's a poetry in that somewhere, you know, and it is a language. Yeah, it's better than being called a I suppose, isn't it? Hey, you know, let's face it, people are generally, you know, really nice people want to say hello, and that's quite, I don't mind that, I quite like it, you know, because at least you're getting some feedback on what you do, you know. The biggest one was obviously beating Arsenal in the cup final for me, you know, when we were in the old second division, and Arsenal had it won already. I remember coming through the streets of the morning through Highbury and that, going to the Wembley, and all the street parties were all set up, like foregone conclusion. And we went there and we'd done them, and we did do them and all. David Cross was immense up front, holding the ball up, knocking it off. And we put Devonshire, who's a genius, you know, Brooking, I mean, scored with his head. Unbelievable, it's like taking a piss, you know. Trevor scored with a header. But it was, that day was, and I remember coming back through Highbury, and, you know, and I got a little bit carried away with myself, and got chased down the road, and we were in the car, and they wanted to kill us something. But it was kind of, it was a great memory, you know. They talk about Ronaldo, and I'm sure he's a great player and all that, you know, but you've got Chopper Harris kicking the shit out of you when you're going through the middle. There's a great goal against him against Chelsea at Old Trafford and Best. Chopper Harris smashes the granny out of him, right? And he goes like that, Best. He stays on his feet, and he goes ping and scores a goal. But you had Billy Bremners, you had the Joe Bakers, and all them players. What a granite, you know. And centre forwards used to get smashed to bits, and so did wingers. You know, after Charlie Cooks and all that, they got kicked all over the place. They didn't go on the floor. They tried to stay on their feet, and that really bugs me today.